Hey guys, it's Mark again. I've got some special guests here that came to the Lavoy Dead Man Talking movie tonight. We have Alex and Leila Navis from Venezuela. They're refugees that were fleeing the collapse of their country. Alex was a chemistry professor, and he was forced to retire because of his political engagement. He took a stand down there, similar to some of the things that we're going through here in the United States. And so what we're going to do is we've got John West, who's going to translate because he went down there. And then briefly, maybe, John, you could tell us just very briefly how you came to know the novices.
Okay, yeah, I was a missionary down there in 99 to 2001, and they were one of my favorite families. I got to baptize them into our church, and there's nobody better. And my wife, Toddy, felt impressed to see if we could help them get out of there. We knew that they were under political persecution and religious persecution, and we helped them seek asylum here in the United States. They live with us and got here a few weeks ago after going legally through the process. And it's quite a process. It's very difficult. But we're so grateful, and we're learning from them things that happened in Venezuela that we don't want to have happen here to our beautiful country.
So that brings us to a couple questions. If you could translate for the novices, I'd like to ask Alex, what did he know that he was going to experience the escalation of the concentration on his political activities from the Venezuelan government? Did he know that it was going to have this kind of effect on him?
Cuando usted fue presidente de su grupo de los derechos de trabajar, ¿sabía que hacer eso iba a haber persecución y cosas así?
No, no me imaginaba eso. De hecho, cuando era presidente del sindicato de profesores, hubo una manifestación estudiantil. Mataron a un estudiante en la manifestación estudiantil.
Oh my goodness.
Y
He said, no, I didn't know that. In fact, once he became a president, a whole bunch of the students did a demonstration, and they actually killed some of the students. And he had no idea that would happen.
So it was a shock.
Yeah, oh yeah.
los estudiantes culparon a los profesores, a la directiva de la universidad.
So then the students blamed the professors at the university
por la muerte.
For the death.
Tomaron la universidad y a todos los profesores los sacaron de ahí por 3-4 meses.
So they took all the professors because of the protests, and they kicked them out of their jobs for 3 or 4 months.
And so he eventually had to retire.
They forced him into retirement. Yeah.
Wow. And so then what was it that escalated from there that they felt like they had to flee Venezuela?
And de este momento y los años después, ¿cómo creció más la fricción con el gobierno hasta el punto que quería salir?
Vean que a consecuencia de eso, el presidente Chávez fue a la universidad.
Because of this, the president of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez, went to the university.
Y se reunió con los estudiantes ahí.
And reunited with the
por la muerte del estudiante. Por la muerte del estudiante.
For the death of the students.
Como yo era el presidente del sindicato de profesores, que nos sacaron a todos ahí, yo tuve que estar al frente de todo ese problema que se presentó en ese momento. Y eso generó mucha fricción entre estudiantes, profesores, gobierno, y ahí comenzaron muchas
Because
cosas.
he had been the president of the Right to Work group there for professors. When the president of the nation came down to that group to be there with the students who had had a fellow student die, that he was out in front, and it made it to where it put him in a really bad light with his government.
Sí. Lo que pasó en ese momento es un reflejo de todo lo que ha venido pasando hasta el momento.
It was a reflection of all the years back that had gone before, and then in that moment, it had come to a climax.
Los estudiantes que seguían a Chávez, apoyados por el presidente, golpearon los carros, destruyeron carros.
And the students supported the president, so they started beating down the cars and hitting the cars, and making that.
Nosotros fuimos a poner denuncias y dijeron no, contra los que siguen a Chávez no se aceptan denuncias.
You know, that is such a contrast to the U.S. now. It's that the professors and the students are very tight in the country. So that's an interesting aspect, is that in that country they divided the students from the professors. Here in the United States, the professors are actually training the students to do
Right.
these.
But there, yeah, the professors had united and were against the socialistic government.
That's a fascinating story
And
right
the
there
students turned on the professors.
on the professors.
Along with their government. Yeah.
So I want to, if I can, I'd like to ask his wife, Leela, a question. How has this been for her? Because her kids, one is still in Venezuela and the other is in Peru now.
Yeah,
How's
her
this?
daughter
How's this?
recently married the week before they had fled. ¿Cómo está por usted estar aquí, aún sin su hijo y su hija? ¿Cómo está?
Bueno, para mí es horrible
It's horrible, she says.
poder saber que ellos están viviendo una situación bastante difícil
To know that they're living in a difficult situation.
y estamos aquí por eso, por ellos, porque queremos que de alguna u otra forma que ellos también puedan venir con nosotros y tener una mejor calidad de vida.
She'd love it if somehow they could have a better form of life and live here or somewhere where they can. Our son Alex has recently tried to seek asylum in Peru, but there's a lot of countries right now that are turning away Venezuelans for asylum because there's so many that have left. In fact, the news says about 2.5 million, but Alex has told me, and the news is inaccurate, there's more like 8 million Venezuelans that have left, and there's only 30 million people in the country. So it's a massive migration of people that are fleeing the government gone corrupt.
So it seems overwhelming to most Americans because they're so focused on what's happening here, and there's a caravan of people coming to the border here, and it's being used for political reasons, just like Alex has been involved in. What are they hoping to accomplish?
¿Qué quiere hacer o cuáles son algunas de sus metas?
Ok. Bueno, primeramente hay que tratar de mejorar, de hablar en inglés.
He wants to learn English. Yeah.
Step number 1, learn English.
Y después, bueno, como ya dominando el inglés, conseguir un trabajo que genere ingresos y también ayudar a mi familia en Venezuela.
He'd love to then get work and help his family in Venezuela.
I think it's really important too is that our watchers understand is that the novices came here through the legal channels. They sought asylum. They were held for months. They were interrogated. But now they've got their court hearing set, and looks like their chances will be good.
Yes, and we've had senators involved, and that helped throughout the process. Because there's so many missionaries that went to Venezuela that knew this family.
Right.
They're truly the cream of the crop, and they knew that these are the type of asylees that our country wants to take. And of course, their goals are to, nobody wanted to leave Venezuela. Venezuelans are very prideful. They love their country. And at one point, they were one of the wealthiest nations in the world.
Now
And
it's not
there was a
stopped
time where Brother Novice here, he earned more than I earned in a month. But
Wow.
The country is just
It's amazing how it flipped so fast.
so fast.
Well, I want you guys to know that on behalf of CSG and all of our students across the country, thank you for taking a stand in your country and for making the trip here to tell your story. And that if there's anything that Center for Self Governance students can do to be supportive.
Él tiene una universidad y aprenden cómo gobernar sí mismo. Y él dice gracias y de parte de sus estudiantes. And he is a professor and he loves children. Our kids love him and he plays baseball with them every day. So he's happy. I know without even saying, I know he's happy that this is going towards students at your university.
And for all the students out there, please keep their kids in mind because one of them's in Peru, the other is actually still in Venezuela. So we'll keep you guys up to date on how it goes for the Novice family, and thanks for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.